Hey guys, welcome out to the shop today. As you can see, we have a zero-turn mower here. Bought this for about $400 and not in terrible condition. The guy said that it was starting to have problems turning to the left, and went and checked it out, picked it up after seeing it run and stuff. And also he had a bad oil leak, as you can see down here. The plug area down there, it was leaking oil out of it. So I've had this for about a week, and I went ahead and ordered a few parts just to do a quick tune-up on it and try to get it back in order and back running. So one of the first things that I did was running around, and ran pretty good. And then started having some issues with it trying to start. This is not turning as it should, so we're going to try to look at that as well and figure that out. Got to put the battery on a charger because it is not strong enough at the moment. For the quick little tune-up, just to get this trying to get going, picked up the oil plug, and it's got a tube in it that's supposed to run through one of the holes, and we're going to try to make sure that the oil leak stops. We picked up the oil filter, obviously, because if we're going to do the oil change or the plug, I'm going to take it out and it's going to run out, so might as well do a full oil change on that. And then also picked up a fuel filter because, well, why not, right? So this mower is a Cub Cadet RZT 50. It has I want to say just over 600 hours on it. Let me turn it on, you can see. So it's got 681 hours, and as you can see, it has the oil light on it right there for low oil. So we're going to try to figure out what's going on with this, get it running, and hopefully, you know, get some of that grass mowed. The first thing I'm going to do is replace the fuel filter, because that's going to be the easiest and quickest thing to get finished. And I just went ahead and went on Amazon, and it's got the part number wrote right here. So I just went and typed in that part number, and it came up with a new fuel filter, which is great. It makes it really simple whenever something works out that easy. You don't have to do a lot of research into it. And these just have the simple clips, and you can pinch and move out of the way. This mower was used last year, and the guy upgraded to an even bigger mower and said that this just wasn't turning to the left. And after reading on the Cub Cadets, it seems like this is a common problem where the hydrostatic transmission starts to go out. But for the most part, I found some resources online that show that it's fairly easy replacement. So I took the chance on it, and we're going to try to get this going and get mowing with it. Alright, that's finished. That was a 2-minute job, and I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to probably clip in there somehow, but the clip's not there anymore, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. So with your mower, when you're checking for like top dead center, you're supposed to be able to turn this, and it's supposed to spin completely free. This is fairly tight in some of the spots, so you can hear the compression right there, and it rolls over. But we got to look into further why it's having a little bit of a hard time to start with that. So next thing we're going to do, though, is go ahead and replace the oil, the tube down there, and also the filter right there. Now after the fuel filter, we're gonna start trying to remove the oil plug and get that switched out and also get it drained. And one of the things that is different about this is it has a little hole on the end, the little yellow spot, and there's a hole right in here where the clear tube runs, so that you have a good draining point. But obviously that tube is no longer here, so we're gonna have to pop that off, and oil is going to drain right out of the bottom, hopefully through, there's a little hole right in between that gap, and hopefully all the oil will run down in there. I have a pan set up, hopefully trying to catch it all, but as you can tell, I'm just saying hopefully a lot because I don't want oil to pour everywhere. So let's go ahead and try to get that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just remove this cap first. And this is where the clear tube, I guess I can put the clear tube on that, and then if it'll come off, and try to use the clear tube on this. And I guess you don't necessarily have to keep that clear tube on there, because you have a cap for it. Just like that. And then this is supposed to be meant as like a quick it's supposed to be like a quick release type of deal. But they got it so loose in there. There we go. All right. So now the oil. Whoop. Ooh, this is old. All right, so now that we've got that opened up, I'm gonna release the cap. That is nasty looking. Maybe I can get you guys to see it real quick. There is the oil that's in there. I wonder if you guys can see the oil as it's running in. So it's kind of like a milky-ish looking color. And I've gotten the oil cap off the top so that it can help with the airflow, so it drains a little bit easier. And now it's time for the filter. I'm hoping this doesn't pour a bunch of oil all over, but who knows? We'll see in just a second. There's a bunch of oil on the deck anyway from, yep, there comes a bunch of oil right out of the filter. Get some rags and clean it up. But went on Amazon and found this as well, just by the part number, the 12345. And now we're reinstalling the filter, a new filter. Always make sure that you don't have two gaskets on there, or else it'll leak like crazy. And I put a small little bit of oil on the gasket on this filter. Helps it seat better. I went ahead and took off the plug that was in there, which is that guy right there, and oil started pouring out a lot quicker. Fell right down in that hole like I thought it would, and is draining a lot more, which is perfectly fine. I want the oil out of there, and so we can put on a new setup and get all that oil cleaned out of there. It's gonna take lots of rags to get it so that this gets cleaned back up. So I went ahead and got that on, and I tried a couple different tools to get it really tight, and this is actually the tool that I had to use. I could grab it right around the tip and get it tightened down, and now it's nice and tight. It shouldn't come loose. That shouldn't be leaking oil out of it anymore. So one of the other things that I want to go ahead and check, well, I have no oil in it. I'm going to pull the spark plugs out and also check the valve lash on the on both sides, just to make sure that everything's okay with that before I go ahead and start running it. That is what this spark plug looks like, and the other one. The head of it doesn't look bad at all. It doesn't look all burned up or anything like that. So we're probably going to go ahead and reuse these. Sealant put on this, so I wonder if somebody else has already been in here checking this out. Somebody's already put some of that stuff on there. And I don't think that it comes like that from the factory. So it's got its original gasket on there too. As you guys can see, it still has the good gasket. So I wonder if somebody just put it on there for good measure, which we will probably do the exact same thing. We'll just wipe that off, but it's nice and clean. So I wonder if somebody else has already been in here checking all this out. Put the extension in there and you rotate it. As you can see, it's going in, and then now it's coming back out. And that is at the top, except these are not loose right here. Hope you guys can see that. These are not loose at all. So this is on, with these being tight, it means that the valves are open and we want them to be closed. So we're gonna go one more rotation around until the valves are closed. But now you have the play in here, and we will get the feeler gauges. These don't seem loose at all. Like I said, it seems like somebody's already been in here, so they may have already done this. We're gonna go ahead and check that. I can feel it on that one too. So I think these valves are all right. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the other one off and just see what that looks like as well. Might as well do both of them while I have the oil out. Alright guys, so it's the next morning. I had to work into the actual night light to get this all kind of finished up and get the valve covers put on. But we got the fuel filter put on, the oil change, checked the valve lash and all that. It seemed pretty good, and started it. Came out to start it this morning, and the engine acted like it was almost locked up. So rotated this a little bit and got it to where it was fine, and where it spins, as you can see, it's not locked up, but it's acting like it is sometimes, like it catches weird. So let me show you guys what it's doing real quick. So we have where this will spin, and I'm gonna go ahead. I got all the safety stuff on, the arms are out, the key is in, and let me turn it over for you guys. And it seems like it's always sticking in this one spot, which almost, I wonder if something is binding up inside, because then I can free it up. So there's a wet mark in this corner. And it's almost like the battery doesn't have a enough juice to kick it over. So I'm gonna put the trickle charger on it for a little while and see what'll happen. So I got the charger on here right now. It's just a little one. Picked this up from Harbor Freight and works really good. You can decide to choose between 6 and 12 volts by pushing your mode button right here. This was a great addition to the shop. Use it for the camper and for other small batteries. All right, so we've had the mower on the charger for about 4 or 5 hours now with the trickle charger, and we're going to go ahead and try to crank it over again and see what happens. Now it's raining, so I'm not going to be able to run it for long, but got the choke on, and let me make sure you guys can see everything. Alright, so we got the park on, the arms are all the way out in the neutral, choke is on, throttle's up, and we'll see what's going to happen. So just like that, it starts up after being on the charger for a little bit. So my suspicion is that something is draining the battery when you turn on the hour meter, and it goes to, let me see if it'll show it. I might have to do it again. So right there it says 12.7. And before doing it, it was only showing 12.1, which still should be plenty of power, but for some reason it doesn't want to kick over. Maybe the starter solenoid's not doing right, or I gotta research into it a little bit more. But yeah, that zero turn mower is only $400. I bought it. Now there's one other issue that I'm dealing with. Let me get you guys back on the stand real quick so you guys can see. And this one has me a little bit puzzled, and I haven't looked into it at all. But when I go to cut the PTO on, it dies right away. I don't know if the clutch is going out and hanging up on the motor, but let me start it up and I'll show you guys what I mean. So that is what's going on with the PTO. So yeah, there's a few things that are wrong with the mower, and I understand that, and I think that it's possibly got a separate oil leak as well. I'm not 100% sure, but there's oil that keeps appearing on the back stop of the engine. Let me show you guys real quick. Yesterday I went ahead and cleaned up all the oil, and I have fresh oil right here, and I'm not exactly sure where it's coming from. It looks like it's coming from, oh, focus. It looks like it's coming from somewhere very down low, probably around that area. And then underneath there's some oil around the clutch and stuff like that. So there is things wrong with it. I mean, I know that the PTO is not working correctly. I got to research on it a little bit, see why it's not, and figure that out. It might be the clutch, it might be something else, might be a safety switch. But the thing that makes me think that it's not a safety switch is that I can drive it all around. You guys saw that I can drive it with no problems, but as soon as that PTO is engaged, boom, it drops out. So I gotta check the belts. Haven't really done a lot with it yet, so just keep that in mind. I gotta check the belts, make sure that all the pulleys are spinning, because if there's a pulley that's too tight and not spinning, it could possibly do the same thing where it just grabs a hold of the motor and, you know, just stops it. And that might be it. That would be an easy fix, but $400 is all that was, and they resell for, or they don't resell, they sell brand new for $3 grand. So when I saw it, I decided to jump on the offer, and if it needs some work, it needs some work. I mean, that's what my channel is all about, is either building things or fixing things. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Just a, you know, a basic tune-up on a mower. That's all this was. But it shows you some of the things that you guys can do, and some of the things to look for. So I've got a lot to work on with the mower, and if you guys have any questions, comments, you know, leave them down in the section down below. If you guys are new, hit the subscribe button, and also hit that bell so you guys get all the notifications. And there's lots more to come. Seems like small engines are walking into my shop nowadays and finding all sorts of deals, able to turn them around and make them work. So there's a lot more stuff to come. Hopefully it gets into bigger things too. So thanks guys for watching. Post videos every Wednesday and Sunday, so keep an eye out for all of my videos, and we will see you guys on the next one.